for injured animals is a big undertaking and one that requires a lot of outside help. So here today for Critters Uncaged to share some ways you can contribute is Sydney Oliveira, who is the Wildlife Medical Clinic Program Coordinator at the University of Illinois. Thank you for being here, Sydney.
Thanks for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about the mission of your organization?
Absolutely. So it's kind of threefold. First and foremost, we're here for wildlife. So our goal is to get them rehabbed and then back out into the wild as best as we can. And then secondly, it's training the next wave of vet students. So future veterinarians, the bulk of our volunteers are vet students. There's a few undergrads, but I think about 90 vet students are what run the clinic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so all of the wildlife that comes in, that's experience they get, like real hands-on experience that they get in the clinic. And then lastly, we take ambassador animals out to education outreach programs. So. Yep.
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I know you've brought us some animals in the past and have some animals coming up in a few weeks for us, so that's great.
Yep.
And what are some ways that the viewers can get involved and help?
Yeah, so first and foremost, we have our Adopt an Ambassador program. You get some fun things such as like a story about each ambassador. You'll get a certificate, and then you get a picture of that individual as well. And then depending on what tier that you choose to donate at, you get some other additional things like a magnet, a picture that they created. And then we also can do a video with that ambassador too, a personalized video. So.
Oh, very nice.
Yep.
So that makes great gifts. You can sort of adopt an animal.
Yep.
And some of the animals are artists, right? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so just for enrichment, some of them we put paint on different substrates on the ground and let them walk through that, and then they walk across the canvas. And then don't worry, it's non-toxic and very safe for them, and then we wash it off of them once they're done. So here I think that is Hazel maybe that had painted that, our box turtle. And then we have one by Petunia as well, our Virginia opossum.
And you have something called Hawk Talk, right? What is that?
Yeah, so that's our monthly electronic newsletter, and then we have different articles in that the students write. And then also like our ciLiving episodes are on there. Just a lot of stuff about the clinic, about what our volunteers are doing, about the patients that we see in the clinic currently. So yeah, so everything that's going on in the clinic you can find in there or on our Facebook page. So.
Right, and I see you brought a calendar.
Yeah.
Can we look at that?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is our 2025 calendar. Each year we take like wildlife patients that we've had throughout the year, and then like on the cover there and here our ambassador animals. So we feature some of those guys throughout each month. And then neat animal themed days as well throughout the calendar.
Are these part of the packages if you adopt an animal, or
no,
how do you get a calendar?
These, if you are taking your animal into the clinic right now, these are sold at the small animal clinic front desk and at the Vet Med South clinic front desk. Otherwise, there's also a link where you can buy them online and we'll ship them directly to you. So if you're not even from Champaign, you can buy them like even out of state and we'll ship them to you. So.
And I know right now adopting an animal and some of the other programs that you have for support, if somebody chooses to participate in that, what does that funding go towards? Yeah,
so that goes towards like the care of the animals, feeding, all of the medical treatment. So everything like our day-to-day operations are what that goes towards. So the only thing that the vet college pays for is our facilities and like water, electricity, all of that. But everything else is funded off donations, fundraising, and some grants. So.
And about how many patients do you see every year?
Yeah, so we see about 2,000 patients per year, but it's growing each year. So it was about 2,100 last year, and we're already over 2,200 for this year.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, and about 115 different species.
Okay.
So.
And then some of your ambassador animals, I know you have a turtle, some snakes. How do those ambassador animals come to be in your care? Yeah, so most of them are former patients that they have something preventing them from being released into the wild. So like our possum was missing an eye and she was kind of stunted. Her mom was hit by a car. All of her siblings were released, so that's how we ended up with her. But some of the other ones, they're like taken out of the wild and kept as a pet. So that also is really good messaging when we go to take them to education outreach programs as well, to say, you know, like these guys should stay in the wild. They do not make good pets. So even though we have them in our care and they're captive right now, they are still wild animals and we treat them as wild animals. So. Right.
Yep.
Well, thank you very much for being here with us today and for sharing all of that information. And if you want to learn more about how you can help and give, head to ciLiving.tv.